Patron, take them away.
And a warm welcome to one and all. And if this is your first time here, I'm the big fella Scruff. And what I'm trying to do is put trading in the real world. And today we certainly are. I'm going to be speaking with a very special guest, so it's a good treat for us. Sol from the 5%ers. How are you today, Sol?
How are you, my friend?
Living the dream as always.
Living the dream, huh?
Well, or the nightmare, because we're on doing a house, so depends on which way you want to look at it.
Yeah, I know you're moving, huh? You're moving
We are. We're going to be moving out into the country.
Congrats on that.
Fantastic, fantastic. And for people who don't actually know who Sol is one of the chief boys from a company called the 5%ers, and they are a prop firm. And if I was to describe a prop firm, and we'll see if Sol will answer this one for me, it is a company that will put the funds up for you to go to market, and then you have a profit split. Very, very simple. Is that a fair assessment of the company?
Straightforward. We're just looking for traders who want to show us their skills, trading skills. And once they pass their evaluations, we know we can trust them our funds, our money, and they will manage our funds and they will keep part of the profits.
Yeah, excellent. And talking of seeing traders and one thing and another, we're actually going to get together again in June for Traders Day Live. There's loads of things going on with the 5%ers this year. And one of the exciting things is Traders Day Live. I mean, are you geared up for this?
The most exciting, no one of the exciting. We're super excited. I'm kind of getting nervous because the day is getting closer. And we have lots of things to still solve out, but it's going to be super fun. You know, Gary, most of these events, and we've been together even in one of those, I believe, back in London. It just, you know, brokers telling you what their spread is better, the latency is better, whatever it is. So we wanted to make a trading event fun, you know, a fun trading event. You come together, meet other traders that you probably, you know, some of them are part of your community, and they will come, they will meet each other, so we'll have a drink, and they will learn from the best while having a blast. Yeah, they will learn from yourself. They will learn from, you know, Steve Ward's very, very big names, while having fun. You know, there's going to be music and stand-up comedy and lots of surprises. So it's going to be exciting.
Well, I said I would sing, but I didn't think it would be called music. No, sorry, I'm giving a talk, aren't I? No.
DJ.
I'll jump in on that, Sol, because you're right. I have been to expos in the past, many, and they're normally just a trade fair. Come and buy this. Come to me as a broker.
Correct.
Whereas this particular one, it seems to be more for the trader in an educational sense.
Correct.
Now, that to me sort of shows the moral compass of the 5%ers. It's almost as if you're putting the trader first rather than the business first. Does that sound fair?
Yeah, super fair. Really, the focus of the event is education. Of course, solely education is not enough. It might be a bit overwhelming. So that's why we mixing the education with the fun part and the networking part, which is super important. We know how lonely trading can be. So if you can meet someone there who trades similar to you, or maybe, you know, lives close to you, and you can be accountable to that trader, and that trader can be accountable to you afterwards, and you can stay in contact, that would make a lot of progress in your career. That's something I know your traders inside your community experience, but many traders, they're alone. You know, they don't have no one to talk about trading or to ask questions or to get an advice or something. So if you can get to this event and know someone who can afterwards keep in contact with them and share your thoughts, share your feelings about trading, that'll make lots for your trading as well.
No, I totally agree with that. And I'm on board with the fact that the job is very lonely. Because even if you're talking to your partner, a lot of the time, if they don't understand trading, they don't get it. You know, and so you're up against a brick wall all the time. And that's where the Scruffy Squad was born.
Correct.
It was born out of a bunch of guys just wanting to connect on a level playing field.
Yeah.
So no, I think that's superb. And running forward from Traders Day Live, is this something that's going to continue year on year if it's successful? Because I know it's billed and it is going to be one of the biggest in Europe.
Yeah. So if we're going to do it another time, time will tell. I'm not sure because it's a lot of energy on our part. So we really need to make sure like people will come and enjoy it and get some feedback, and then to decide if it's worth or not to do it again. I believe yes, and my will is to do it. But of course, we need to get the first experience to see how it went, and from there we'll decide. So I would say come this time, because I'm not sure there's going to be another one, and for sure we're going to keep it offline. So a live event, a present event, you cannot attend like online or stuff like that. That's part of the importance of the event.
All right, so it's only going to be physical presence in London.
Presence.
Well, there you go, guys. I'll make certain there's a link for this in the comments and description. And I suppose if we want to happen it again in the future, we have to support this one. So come along. And I'll buy you a drink personally. How's that?
Thank you, Gary. And we can do for your traders, we can do maybe to give them a little discount if someone is thinking of coming or something like that. We can do something special on you for your community. Someone who's coming from this video, we can give them something.
Oh, well, that's incredibly kind.
So
well, there you go. That straight from the horse's mouth.
So we'll include that in the description of the video.
Oh, fantastic! That's very kind, very kind. And running on from Traders Day Live, because obviously when you're there, you're going to meet traders. Now, for me, when it comes to trading a prop fund and personal fund, you should be trading them exactly the same. They should be treated no difference with the disciplines, etc.
Right.
However, I think some people get confused when they look at prop funds and they think, oh, what about all of the rules and one thing? And if I was to describe the programs that the 5%ers have, I would say it's a 3-step situation. And let me explain that. You've got an instant fund, which is 1 step into funding. So you do your evaluation, you immediately get funded.
Correct.
There's then a newer sort of what you deem a high stakes, and we'll touch on that in a moment, where it's a 2-step valuation, and then you get your funding. And then there is the boot camp, which is 3 steps, and you get your funding, 1, 2, 3. So that's about right, isn't it?
Yeah. 1 step, 2 step, 3 step.
Yes. And then the way that I look at them, because as individuals, we're all different. Some people like to be very slow. Some people like to be very quick, etc., etc. And I think there's a fit across the board. But I would say if you're got your skill set, but you're intermediate and you're almost there, but not quite, be the boot camp, because it's relatively cost effective to get in, but you are seeing your progression over 3 steps.
Correct.
If you have your skill set and you think you're pretty good to go to market, but you're just lacking the funds, go instant.
Okay.
And then if you are an itchy trigger finger, which I'm not, and you want the action and you want the excitement, the high stakes.
Correct.
I picked that up right.
Yeah, you got it. Like the instant funding, instant funding is our 1-step evaluation program, and that's our core program. That's the one we have run since day one, and that's our preferred one. And I can tell you, Gary, that's where most traders succeed. Okay,
that's where I have, and that's what's helped buy me a house.
Yeah,
and last year you bought me a Range Rover, so trust me, you will get a drink when I see you in London.
Correct. That's where most traders succeed. They had the highest success rate. I can tell maybe in the industry, but certainly in our programs. And as you said, maybe someone who's just starting out might be not as affordable as the other programs, but someone who's intermediate or advanced and they want just to get access to funding, that's where to be. That's the place to be, the program to be, because even the evaluation phase is happening on a real account. So the moment you pass the evaluation phase, you're already getting paid for that, for what you made, for your activity. So I would say for your traders who are just wondering where should they go, if they're intermediate, advanced, they should go to the instant, unless they really want, as you said, that they really like the risk and the high leverage and all that things, then they can go to other options such as the high stakes, which is the 2-step. But yeah, that's
I mean, I've been trading the instant for a little over 2 years now, and I've seen it kind of evolve recently, because obviously the company's changing, it's getting stronger, it's getting better. Yeah. And I do think the moral compass is there. I genuinely do. And I see that because of the time scale. Now, one of the things that I don't like, if you asked me 2 years ago, would I do prop, I would say no. I would categorically say no, because I don't like timestamps put onto something. But you've got 12 months on instant. Yeah. And the target, can't remember, it's 10% now. 10%
to make, yeah.
In no, really, it's less than 1% a month.
Correct.
Well, surely that's fair. But there's something that was introduced, and I think it caused a little bit of confusion, which is the pause out. Would you like to tell the viewers a little bit about where that came from and what it's for?
Yeah, so we know, we have a lot of data, and we have data analysts, and we have thousands of trading accounts. So we get a lot of insights from the trading activity of our traders. And we've noticed that 90%, sometimes more than 90% of traders who hit in one day more than 3% loss drawdown, they end up blowing the account in that same day. Once if you're losing more than 3% in one day, you lost it. So emotions start triggering in, you start revenge trading, whatever it is, and you end up blowing the account. And we wanted to avoid that. So we wanted to set a pause, okay? An opportunity for the traders to calm down, to reset, to take a break, and to let the market reset, their minds reset, and come back tomorrow, the very next day, and restart trading, okay? So the daily pause is 3% loss mark, that if you hit that in one day, in one single day, then your account gets paused and you can come back tomorrow and keep trading instead of losing the account.
So when you're saying 3%, that'll be 3% of the account balance, not 3% of the drawdown. So it'll be effectively half of the drawdown.
Correct.
Yes. Right. Okay. So the way I would pick that up and is I always say, look at the drawdown as your account and look at the account as your buying power. Really what it's doing is controlling the position size, because you shouldn't really be risking 50% of what you've got available anyway.
Correct.
So again, to me, that's a moral compass.
Correct. Yeah.
Because
so, I don't know how much you teach, but we also usually learn that we should be risking about 0.5% in a trade, probably 1% in a trade, or less than that. So 3% in one day is more than enough room to apply your strategy.
It's half your drawdown. So the way I work things out is I like to put things into something that's tangible. Okay. Now, for me, that's money. So I will know if I've got 600 quid, I ain't risking 300 pounds of that. Correct. I would risk maybe 20 to 30 pounds of that at best. So that's the way I would look at it. So it's almost like a drawdown inside a drawdown.
Yeah. But but it doesn't get you out of the program or whatever it is. It just only pause you.
No. That's what I mean. It's almost like a second bite of the cherry if things go catastrophically wrong.
Correct.
Whereas if we had it where you just let it go wild, because I know a stop loss was removed from the instant funding. Now, personally, I thought that was a good move, because sometimes you are going to put your stop in, but you're not going to put it in immediately. You want to adjust it in one thing and another. But on the sad day that you haven't put it in, which Trust me, boys and girls, when I tell you this, always have a stop somewhere, please. I do implore that, because there should be a point of maximum pain.
Correct.
Okay. No, that's cool. And has there been any other major changes to the instant funding apart from the pause?
So now we introduced the bonuses system. So I don't know if you have seen it already, but every time you pass a level, you, on top of your profit share, which was also increased to 75%, you get hub credits. So it's like a bonus. So you get hub credits inside your hub, your dashboard. You can use those credits for future purchases. So you can get like discounts on future purchases or whatever you wanted. So that's another feature we introduced.
Excellent. And then just a minute or two on bootcamp, because I don't think the bootcamp's really changed.
No, it didn't change.
I don't think it's changed at all. I mean, that is just 3 evaluations over 12 months and you get 100K cap.
Correct.
So that's relatively easy to dust off. One question that was raised from the guys is the stop on a boot camp just in the evaluation, or is it moved away once you get funded?
It's moved away once you're funded.
Once you're funded, right? Okay. So in the valuation stage, you can have your violations if you don't have a stop loss in.
Correct.
So again, if you're a beginner, that's a good thing, because it's teaching you good habits. Excellent. Oh, okay. Right. Correct. So that clears that off. Now, the last part is the bit, and it's really for me as much as everybody else, is the high stakes. I know you guys were bombarded with requests for it. Yeah. And you've sort of gave the public exactly what they want. But tell us a little bit about where it came from and what you expect from it, because there's one element I want to touch on, which I think is unique, and that is you'll actually pay somebody a wage once they throw it. Okay,
so I'm glad we're having this conversation, because we didn't have the opportunity to explain really the story behind introducing the high stakes. But I think when you come to trade for the fibers, and you know that, Gary, you get much more than only a program. Okay, most companies out there, they just want you to get the company, and then good luck with that. But we really offer like a whole ecosystem of trading. So you get access to many other things when you join the fibers. So you got all the resources and the one-to-one calls, and we're really in that process of trying to make traders better when they trade with us. So back in time, when we didn't have this 2-step evaluation option, and it has become a very popular one, we had traders coming into the fibers wanting to get everything that the fibers offered, but we didn't have the right product or the product that it was requested. So they would go other ways, to other places to trade. So after huge amount of, demand for this product, and also, traders trading on the instant funding program, they also wanted like another account to have like different strategies on different accounts, and we didn't have that product or that account to offer them. So we decided we would offer that account, but calling it by this, warning people, it's a very specific program, or it's a program that is designed for a very specific profile of trading. It's not suitable for everyone. You get higher leverage with all the, with all the risk that it has in it. So we don't want it to, come everyone to the high stakes. Just join the high stakes program if you're sure you're the profile, your trader profile that suits the high stakes program.
No, that's super. And again, I mean, I know I've said it a couple of times about a moral compass. That is showing that you're putting the trader first, rather than just making a round buck, shall we say? Yeah. Now, to me, that's superb.
Like, and adding to that, we realize now, and we knew, but now it's confirmed. Traders who come to the high stakes, they fail, and they realize, okay, but if I have a better option, the instant, I have higher chances of succeeding, then I'll go to the instant. And then they find out they have a good place to be trading and making money and passing and experiencing success.
Well, that's right. And if you follow the process,
Correct.
what comes after it. I mean, I have it on my board and I say it every time. I do believe that. You know, you do what you love or you do your process.
Correct.
The money will follow naturally. But if you chase the money, you'll probably lose it.
Correct.
Now,
So,
another element that I noticed inside the high stakes is the sort of minimum requirements of 3 profitable days.
Yep.
So again, I suppose that is kind of to take away the one-hit wonder. So you actually have to plan your trade and execute it.
Correct.
Is that the lines you went through?
Yeah, that's the reason. Looks like we didn't speak about before the rules, and you got it all right.
Well, I did my homework. I did read through it first.
Yeah, but that's right. We want to avoid through the evaluations. We need to learn about the traders. We need to, we need to be sure we're going to be allocating money to that trader. So if one trader comes and opens a 100 leverage trade and it goes in his favor and gets to the target, that tells me nothing about his skills of trading and afterwards risk management. So I'm not interested in funding that kind of trader. So that's why we want to see at least 3 profitable days. So it's not activity, but you have to be profitable in those 3 days. So at least we know what you're looking for, what's the setup you're taking, how much risk you're taking on each setup, and we get to know you a little bit better to make sure we're funding the right traders.
And I guess that's why I suppose you're going to put your money where your mouth is, in the sense that, okay, you've shown your skill set, you've gone up through the levels to the ranks.
Yep.
We're now going to give you a contract and we're actually going to pay you a salary.
Correct.
So you would be essentially moving from being a prop trader to a professional paid trader.
Correct.
I mean, I've never seen that on any other prop fund. I think that's quite unique.
It is. And the salary comes, after certain funding levels. It's not right away. At first you get only the profit share that it's 80%, 85%, 90% of the profit share. And afterwards, after some time and showing us you're consistent and you're a risk manager, then you will get a contract and the option to get a salary.
Oh, well, I don't think it gets much better than that. I mean, is there anything that's going to be newer in the pipeline this year? Because it has been an exciting year and we're only into April. So we've got a new ecosystem. You've got video on demand. I had to plug that, boys and girls, by the way, because I'm on it.
You are. You have your own section. Gary.
But again, that's another thing, because you're right in the sense that you're given all of the resources to succeed. So it's almost like employment rather than a sales pitch.
Yeah.
Then you've got the trading events, and you've already been over to London because there was the trading event earlier on this year.
Yep.
Are you not taking the rest of the year off? Do you not think you've done enough?
No, never enough. So after the event in June, the Traders Day Live, we're working. We have the dev team is overwhelmed, and they're saying, "Please stop. We're not, picking the pace of writing everything and developing everything, but we're developing. We want to invest even more on the resources side and on the enhancing traders. So we're going to be launching like a whole platform that helps on that side. I think in the side of funding, we're good in the meantime. Okay, in the amount of programs we're offering, I think that's enough for in the meantime. But we're going to even add more to the developing traders.
Oh, well, there you go. You've heard it first here, guys. They really do have your interest at heart. And I can only speak from personal experience, and they're the only company I put my name to. Yep. So thank you very much, Sol. I really appreciate your time. I am looking forward to Traders Day Live. And again, heard it from the horse's mouth. Sol said he's going to give you something. Check out the link. They are limited available seats. So grab it while you can and come see us.
Thank you, Gary. Thank you very much.
So, happy days. All the best to you.
Thank you.
Now then, guys, so that was Sol from the 5%ers. It was very kind of him to give up his day because he's a very busy guy. And just touching on the programs that was on offer, if you've never seen them, I'll flick the camera over and I'll quickly show you the programs, and do take an opportunity to check it out. We've also been given a 5% discount off it as well. So incredibly kind from the 5%ers for you. So let's have a quick look. So you would come to this website, which is the 5%ers. I will have a link in the description for it. And you'll be presented with 3 challenges. Now, the instant funding is step 1. The high stakes, which we discussed, is 2-step. And then you've got 3 steps for the boot camp. Now, if you're intermediate, it's this one here. And what you'll find is you can either have a 100k account or 250 account, depending on your budget. And they're your targets. Okay, so you work your way through, pass the evaluation, and then eventually you get a 100k account. Okay, and then as you work, there are the profit splits. Fantastic. Okay, now if you're looking at, say, the instant funding, it's this one. Again, you got your sign-ups. Yeah, when we were discussing about the pause and the stop out, you have a 6% stop out and a daily pause of 3. So your daily pause is really 50% of your drawdown. So it's actually still quite high. You've got a good opportunity here to pass because you've got 12 months in order to do the program. And it's not a lot of money to go into it, considering what you get on the back end of it. Okay. And then there you are. There's a little bit of blurb about what it is. And then you come down into the growth plan. And again, depending on where you are on the scale, you'll get between 50 and 100% payout. Okay. And then the other one is the high stakes. Now, this is a 30-day challenge, whereas the other 2 are 12 months. And the idea behind this is if you like the action, scalping, that sort of thing, this might be up your street. But for preservation of account and long term, it wants to be the boot camp or the instant, in my opinion. And there you go. That's exactly what it is. But what is different with this, once you are through the evaluations, you don't have a time limit anymore. You can then trade through as normal. Keep on doing what you're doing. There you go. You've also got resets if things don't quite go wrong, or don't go right, rather. And then here you are. Here's your account balances all the way through. You've got a decent profit split all the way down between 80 and 90%. But then as you go up through the ranks, you will then get 100% of your profits, but you'll also get a salary, which is what we're talking about here. That to me is outstanding. I've never seen that before. And if you want to understand how they can give you 100% of the payout, it's very simple. They have what's called slave accounts. So you'll have your account, which you will sort of take your profits from, and they will have a slave account. So they copy your trades into the other account and they draw their profits from that one. All right. So that's how they can give you 100%. And then finally, we have the event of Traders Day Live, which is going to be, I'm looking forward to it. It's 17th of June this year in Westminster, London. When I've been to these in the past, what's happened is it's really just a sales pitch, whereas this is all education. Myself, I'm going to be talking about my experiences of taking a very small account into a good livable wage and how to do it. And I might even chuck a strategy in for you as well. But there's going to be a lot of good speakers there. As you can see, that is the cost. So really, for £39, you're going to get a lot. You're going to get a whole lot out of this. Plus the fact it's a day out as well. You know, I can go to KFC with my kids and spend 40 quid. So that's pretty good value. And off air, talking to Sol, going to give you 30% off. So there'll be a code. Just put into the voucher code Gary30 and you'll get 30% off. Okay, so I think that's fantastic. And then when we look down to see who the speakers are, there are some real big speakers here. We mentioned Steve Ward. He's been around the industry forever. Very good guy. I know Michael. Many of you will know Mark. There's Glenn, Martin, Charlie. Charlie's been around the industry forever. Chris, Anna, I touch base regular. Do check out her YouTube channel. She's really good, knows her stuff, and you'll often see her in the 5%ers as well. Little salute to you there, Anna. Paul, well, two Pauls. Obviously, Sol. I'm not so sure about this fella, but he'll be talking as well. And I might tell you a dirty joke in the bar, but I will be behaved on the stage. And then you got Jordan and Yavin as well. All top guys. So a lot of exciting stuff for the 5%ers this year. And I am privileged to trade for them. And I genuinely believe in the direction the company's taken. So cherish your thoughts. Drop them down in the comments. If you do have queries, just ask me and I will touch base and see if I can find the answers for you. And as always, guys, trade well, keep your risk managed, but above all, do what you love and the money will follow. See you all in the next one.